Hey guys, it's Chris back again. Finally another cooking video, and I have to show you guys this recipe because this might save your life. This is a form of the Chaffle recipe, which is cheese and egg waffles, but this is the pizza dough recipe. So let's get this started. I'll just kind of go through the ingredients here. We got half a cup of mozzarella. I like the shredded stuff. I think it works pretty well. Put that. I'm using a magic bullet to blend all this. Alright, and then they say you need a full teaspoon of xanthan gum for a 2-egg chaffle, but I just do a half teaspoon of xanthan gum because it makes it gummy enough. In my opinion, you don't really need much more than that. So we'll toss that in there. Alright. And then you need a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. The recipe I got from Serious Keto suggests garlic powder, but I'm just using some of this already minced in the jar just because it's a little bit better flavor. I suppose fresh would be the best, but this is a good middle ground in my opinion, and it's, you know, it's fast to do it. So get some garlic in there, as the Italians say. I'll try not to do too many inside jokes during this so everyone can enjoy this this cooking video here. But yeah, then you need the same amount, a 1/4 teaspoon of just some kind of Italian seasoning. I just got the Great Value bullshit. Alright, get that 1/4 tablespoon in there to give it some flavor. And then we can go ahead and toss the eggs in. So I'm just doing 2 of these brown eggs. The recipe on Serious Keto for this, it just calls for making 1, so I like making 2 pizzas. That usually suits me. Alright, let me toss that. Wipe up some of this egg right here. Alright, so next. This is something I added to the recipe, but the recipe doesn't call for it on Serious Keto, but I like to add a little bit of this almond flour. I do 2 tablespoons because it gives it a little bit more weight, more protein, you know, more thick, if you will. So we'll get that in there. And then if you want to, you can do maybe 2 dashes of salt in there. Doesn't matter though if you do that. Alright, so just screw the top on of my magic bullet. And no, I'm not paid by Magic Bullet, but yeah. Sometimes take it out, kind of shake it around, get it loosened up, and shake it back down and do it one more time. That's why I don't like to add a lot of that xanthan gum, because it gets it too gummy. But this is usually a good consistency here. What I do is just kind of scrape that off so I don't miss any of this delicious pizza dough. And then I just kind of give it one more stir in here. Get it all off the sides and such. Make sure it's nice and consistent. Doesn't matter if it's lumpy because this is all getting melted into the waffle iron. Alright, so that's that. We'll switch over and get this started in the waffle iron. There's one more little trick that adds another level to the pizza crust, so see you guys in a second. Alright, we're ready to move on to the next step. My waffle iron is preheated here, and I should mention this is the secret step. You need to make up this blend of what this is plain pork rinds and mozzarella cheese. It's a 2-to-1 ratio of cheese to pork rinds, so half the pork rinds. And there's multiple ways you can crush up these pork rinds. You can just, I poke a little hole in the bag to get the air out, and then I just do like a roller over it, and kind of, you can put it in like a plastic bag too, and roll over the bag so none of it spills out. But yeah, whatever way you want to crush it, you can put it in a blender, whatever. But you do half the pork rinds to the amount of mozzarella cheese, and what this is what we're going to use to create this bottom crust of these pizza doughs. And to me, this gives it a texture kind of like a deep dish pizza, very crispy bottom. So my waffle iron's kind of big, so I do usually do like 2 of these heaping tablespoons here. But it's just you need enough to line the bottom so you get that crispier crust. And it's good that you take your time here, because we want the bottom to get a little bit more brown than the actual batter. So there's like a difference in texture. The chaffles themselves will be very soft and doughy, and this will have that nice crunch. So as you can see, just get maybe 2, a little bit more if you need more. Like this needs a few more right there. That's usually good. So you really got to get good at not overfilling your waffle iron. So it takes a bit. Like, you'll get some overflow if you screw this up, but hopefully what I'm showing you here, the amount I'm putting on, will give you an indicator. And it depends how big your waffle iron is. Like, some of them can hold a lot more of this dough. But and then, you know, like I said, you can take your time, because that bottom layer can melt down and start getting crunchy while the rest of this cooks. But you want to get it done fast enough, you know. But let me see if I can get all this spread out. We got a little bit more in there. If there's any spots, like right here, do that. Just try to get it as even as possible. The iron will flatten it out regardless. And I like to get all of it out of there, because this is like my whole meal for the day. So I want to have all the batter. So just do like that and that. That should probably be good enough. I'm kind of doing this inefficiently because I'm recording, but that's alright. Alright, that should be good. So you just close it up, but mine's broken, the latch, so I just take some cast irons and put it on top so it weighs it down. So set your timer for 10 minutes. It's mostly when the steam is gone from the waffle iron. So we'll cut back in 10 minutes. Alright guys, so it's been about 10 minutes here. We'll go ahead and open up the waffle iron. This can be a mixed bag sometimes. Sometimes it sticks. Like, I can kind of tell this one's going to stick a little. Usually when it overflows a bit over the side, that's what causes it to stick. So I'm kind of glad I showed you that. So it is key to kind of get the right amount of batter in there, but these are coming off not too badly. I've had a lot worse where I'm like ripping it off the side and stuff, but this one's pretty good. Just gotta kind of get, when this edge of it gets stuck, that gets annoying, but you just kind of gotta get under it there, and you should be able to pop it out. There we go. Just toss it on there, and let's get a little zoom. Oh, wrong way. So you can see, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the bottom layer of the pork rind panko I made, and it is very crispy. It's very dark. So we're gonna just let that cool down for maybe like 5 minutes, and then we'll get this topped up and in the oven. At this point, you'd wanna preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, here we go. We're ready to top this beast. And I wanted to show you, look at that excellent color on the top of that. Isn't that beautiful? There's the difference with the bottom versus the top. So usually you have to like cut this in half with mine, but other waffle irons would be different. All right, so we've got all of our toppings here. What we start with is the Rouse marinara sauce, because this has 6 grams of carbohydrates minus the 1 of dietary fiber, so 5 grams of carbs per tablespoon. So I like to do 2 tablespoons on each, so yeah, it's about 20 carbs. This is really close to not being keto, but this is a good way to reduce your carb intake in general. Or you could just eat 1, but you know, I'm not trying to stay on strict keto, so we're just trying to keep the carbs down, like I said. So let's get this started. I just kind of go down each side with each tablespoon, like so, and just kind of spread it between all the different squares here. So every little square has some. It can also be pretty good to put a little extra around the edge, which I can sort of do, but that'll be more than 2 there. I'll just kind of spread it a bit, because then it kind of makes the cheese stick to the edges a bit. But it just depends how much sauce you want to use for your carb count. But yeah, just top both of these. I know this is very interesting to watch me top these, so I'll just try to keep the commentary up. Hopefully you guys enjoy these, because for me, like, this has saved my craving for you know, pizza in general. Actually, I need to spread this one a little bit more. It's definitely made it so I don't crave normal pizza at all. It is a slightly different taste, of course, but you kind of have to expect that when you do keto. All right, so I have some Italian sausage that I've already browned, and you know, you just kind of take it. I think what I'm going to try this time is put a little tiny piece inside each of these squares. And you don't want to make them too huge, because we're going to be piling up a lot of stuff on here. So try to keep it kind of like flush with it by pushing it into these squares. That's what I do. You do what you like, I do what I like here at Yobo. Oh wait, I can't say Yobo, or El Presidor will ban you. But yeah, just get some pieces of sausage in the squares. Or you could do like 6 big pieces across it, whatever you want to do. However you like your sausage, or whatever toppings you like, it doesn't matter. This is how I do it. I love the taste of the spicy Italian sausage, it's good. Alright, let's get all these topped. That's a good amount of sausage. Alright, so we got some chopped up mushrooms here. I don't do a whole lot, just maybe like 5 of these chunks, maybe 6. Yeah, that's about good. Because we're gonna be putting even more on here in a second. So, yep. It's always fun to top a pizza, in my opinion. Kind of get creative with how you have the layout. And just kind of sprinkle, this is some sweet onion, so I just sprinkled a little on there. And then I got some chopped up green bell pepper. Just put a little bit of that on. See, it's already getting pretty loaded up. That'll probably be good for that. And before I would put the pepperoni on and then the cheese over top, but what I'm going to do this time, just to see, is put some of the cheese under the pepperoni, because I found if you put the cheese on top of the pepperoni, it just kind of gets ripped off when you bite. So I'm gonna see if this helps to kind of have a multi-layer of cheese going on here. So we'll see. I'm not Italian, bro, so I can't make pizza properly. You have to have Italians to make good pizza, am I right? Just like any food, you know? You have to have the people from the nation that created it in your nation. Alright, what I'm doing is a bit of Colby Jack cheese as well, just to get a little bit of a blend here. That's what some of the restaurants like to do. Some people just like the mozzarella and other kinds of cheeses like that, but I like it with that little bit of yellow cheese in there as well. Then we just got some great value pepperoni, because I shop cheap. And honestly, I've never really noticed much taste in pepperoni when you put it on pizza, like maybe if you eat it straight. But what I do is 4 pepperonis per piece, and it's kind of bulging here, but we'll flatten it down a bit once we get these on here. And then we'll put a little more cheese over that. Alright. Just kind of make it so it doesn't, and some of the cheese is going to fall off, so you might as well do this for a second to kind of see what's loose and what's not. And then just pick up whatever fell off, put it on top. We'll do just a little bit more cheese over top. That. See how this goes. And then we'll do one more little grate of the Colby Jack over top. I say a little, and this is actually looks like a lot, but as long as it stays together, you'll be good. This will be good enough, probably. Probably not. No, I'm just kidding. No, this will be delicious. It's just how you structure it will make it a bit easier to eat, maybe less mess. All right, what I also like to do is do a little bit more of this Italian seasoning. And got to do the crushed red pepper flakes, of course. I like it spicy. Just shake those on top like that. And then one last thing that I like to do is just take a little bit of olive oil here, put it in like a measuring spoon, and just however much you want drizzled over the top, because the top of these can get kind of dried out. So I found this makes the cheese and stuff on top a little bit more moist. So there we go. So we're going to transfer this. Let me give you a good look at it there. We're going to transfer this back onto that wire cooking pan, and we'll put in a 425 degree oven. And in my oven it takes about 14 minutes to cook it to the crispiness I like. But anyways, let's cut to putting it in the oven. Alright guys, we got this 425 degree oven preheated here, so we're gonna pop it in. I put it right in the middle. Oh, yeah, I put it right in the middle. So yeah, set your timer for 14 minutes and we will be back. Alright guys, the 14 minutes is up here, so let's get these babies out of that hot oven. Oh yeah, these are looking good. Yep, that's about the amount of color I like to get on those. Just a matter of how you like yours though. You know, you could do 10 to 14 minutes. That should be a good range to cook them. But yeah, these are ready to go. Ready to eat. Well, not yet. We're gonna have to let these babies cool for a bit. I'd give it like 5 minutes. And then we will cut to the taste test. Alright guys, the pizza is ready. I've gone ahead and cut it in half here. So hopefully you can kind of see that nice cross section there. And hopefully this doesn't spill too much, but you can see how crispy that bottom layer of the pork rind panko gets. It gets even more crispy in the oven. It's pretty awesome. But before we taste test this, we've got to crack open one of my favorite things to drink with some pizza is a creamy root beer Zevia. So let's get this open. It's good if you like soda with your pizza. But yeah, let's give this a little taste test. Hopefully you can hear that crunch. I bet a certain someone's gonna screenshot that. That's actually, the consistency of the cheese is much better with the way I did it. Like the top cheese is still browned, but the stuff underneath is way less dry. There, it's focused. You can see it's still very it's very fluffy and doughy in the middle, but it has that crunch on the bottom. So that's what that extra step does there. So I would say definitely give this a try if you're trying to cut down on carbs and you're craving the pizza on a keto diet. It's a great break from some of the other, keto foods that you might be eating on this diet. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, peace.